Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Metal Magdalene with Jet. Tonight we have a special guest with us. We have Lips of the legendary band Anvil. Welcome to the show, Lips.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
So, Lips, Anvil's been around, God, like 40 freaking years now. What do you attribute to your longevity as a band?
Not doing it for money.
There you go.
Doing it for the love of it. That's what gives you longevity.
Well, that's good, and it comes across, and it's a fun band now. Now, what were some of your biggest hurdles you had to get over as a band? And do you think that the music industry has gotten better in time or worse?
Well, I think the music industry is gone. Mm-hmm. There is virtually no music industry. That's what was the music industry when there was record companies that gave you the money to pay for your records. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much gone. What record sales? Mm-hmm. Why buy a CD if I can just go onto YouTube or Spotify or whatever and listen to the record? Mm-hmm. You don't have to fucking go to the store. You don't have to leave your house. You don't even have to get up off your seat. Just click on your mouse and you're listening to it for free. Mm-hmm. So what record sales?
Yeah, and it's kind of sad because back in the day, we would get the magazines and we would go to the record stores and we'd be flipping through all the vinyl now. Now even record stores are almost obsolete.
That's right. So, that's the music industry. What music industry? I don't sell music. I sell T-shirts. Mm-hmm. I'm in the same business as my dad. My dad was a tailor. I sell garments.
You're a 2016 tailor.
The only difference between me and my dad, I write and sing my own advertisements.
As you're selling your clothes.
That's right. That's right.
So,
and that's true. That's what the music industry has turned into.
Mm-hmm. Merch.
Most people will buy your T-shirt and your music. No question about it.
Mm-hmm. So I guess like you're saying, it's so saturated now with YouTube and everything else. There is no industry now. It's just a big business. Probably half of them don't even know the bands that they're on their roster and what they stand for or anything. And it's, if you're not the Slayers and Metallica of the world, you got to be a tailor.
Well, no, see, that's the misconception. Because it's not like, you think Metallica are getting the royalties like they used to?
No.
No one's buying the records. Mm-hmm. So what are they going to do to make money? Well, guess what? It's the same equation. Hate to tell you. Mm-hmm. Just like it costs me everything that the venue pays to have my band, it costs me everything that the guy gives me for that show just to be there.
Right. Right.
That's how it works, and it works like that all the way to the top. Mm-hmm. So when you get there, and right now, okay, let's just as an example, Metallica charge $1 million for a show, right?
True.
Okay, so why is it $1 million? Well, they've got 18 tractor trailers.
True.
Actually, they've got 32 tractor trailers that work in tandem. Mm-hmm. They set up so that they hip hop each show. So while they're playing one show, another show is getting set up. Mm-hmm. Right? Then they tear down the one they just did, and then that moves to the one that goes after the next one. So they got, not only have they got two shows, they got two sets of crew.
Mm-hmm. Got to pay them somehow, yeah.
So guess what? They're running a serious industry. Mm-hmm. and they're looking after over 200 people. They're employing over 200 people, so it's virtually a massive undertaking and company. Mm-hmm. Well, that costs $1 million a day to run.
True.
So they get to the fucking gig. They get paid their $1 million. They pay everything out to everybody because that's what it costs to do the show.
That's true. That's true, and a lot of people don't. Yeah.
That leaves nothing for them.
Mm-hmm.
They put their T-shirts out on sale, and let's say it's AC/DC. They put their little devil horns out for sale, and now they get paid.
Yeah, that is true.
And so it's exactly the same equation. It's about the merch.
Mm-hmm. So save some beer money and buy a T-shirt.
That's right. That's right.
So you can eat.
That's the shape of the music business. Now, having said that, the new model in the way to make records is do it directly with the fans.
Mm-hmm.
To use a pledge campaign. So now the fans are getting an incredible opportunity. Come to the studio and sing along with the band in the studio, and your voice gets recorded with it. We did that. Buy one of my amps. By set list, all kinds of written out lyrics, all kinds of things that fans can purchase or donate. I mean, it's unbelievable. The way that this ended up, is that for the first time in 40 years of being in this business, I'm not in the hole.
Wow, that's good.
After finishing an album.
That's good. So let's...
Never heard of it.
Wow.
Never heard of that. Ever.
And this was...
Finished an album. I've had to wait to sell albums and to go out on the road to recoup lost money in recording.
So was this whole album done through crowdfunding then?
Yep.
Wow. See, I didn't even...
And record company.
Yeah, right. So, well, that's nice, because it's like...
It's true, because we left all... there's a lot of territories, and most people in Europe don't really take part in the pledge campaign. Mm-hmm. But it's not something that they do. They wait for the record to come out. Our record company is in Europe, and let's face it, if they lose in sales 1,500 at the most, in pre-sales, it's not that big of a dent,
right,
on a worldwide basis,
right.
But yet that many sales pays for the record,
right?
Because it's not we're not sharing the pledge money with anybody. Mm-hmm. Like when we sell a record which is at regular price, we're not giving any piece of that to the record company. It's all ours.
Nice.
Right. So if instead of getting $1.25 for your CD, you're getting $10.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay. So that before you know it, you've got enough money to record the record. Mm-hmm. Even with not a lot of sales.
Right.
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 But I'm just giving numbers off the top of my head.
No, I know.
Accurate.
Yeah.
It's more or less whatever, right?
But
I'm giving a basic understanding as to pledge music works so well. Mm-hmm. I would never consider doing it any other way at this point.
And plus, it's like you said, it's a little more personal with your fans because they get to kind of participate a little bit, and they're closer to the artist, I think, and the artist is personally giving those pledgers something back. Where it's so impersonal, kind of, with record sales, you just go pick one up. You don't know who these people are from anything that are doing this, but with the pledge campaign, they get something back, so it is a little more personal. So it is kind of nice for the metal industry to be a little more personal like that, I think.
Well, it's more down to earth.
Right.
More down to earth. I mean, we're not the only ones that did this. Obviously, Megadeth just did it, and they did so well that when their record came out, they were already at number 3.
Nice.
On the Billboard chart. What does that say? Definitely worked, didn't it?
Definitely. Absolutely. And here we are. You guys, like you said, released your 16th album titled Anvil is Anvil. So, Lips, exactly what are you trying to say with that title?
What do you think we're trying to say?
I think you're trying to say Anvil is Anvil.
That's right. It's plain as it is. It's so straightforward, and what could be more descriptive than having a cover with the anvil in a mirror? It's like, it's just very, very pure in the concept. Everything had to be from the band, by the band, in the band's fashion, the band's way, from the title through and through the music, and even the artwork. Rob did the artwork.
Well, that's kind of nice, keeping everything pure. Like you said, Anvil is Anvil, the whole freaking album, including the artwork.
That's right.
Now, I wanted to mention this too. In your song, It's Your Move, very reminiscent of Motorhead, with lines like Ace of Spades and Joker is Wild. Tell us a little bit about that song and, what was, your reaction with Lemmy's passing and all?
Well, I lost my dear friend. And it's horrible, man. And there's so many connected people in this business, and that's one of the people that I always have felt was one of the most accessible people that I've ever met. That I always felt that he's there, and it's a really empty feeling that he's not. There's a long history between Anvil and Motorhead. Our first gig as Anvil was with Motorhead.
Wow.
We were called Lips up until the night before Motorhead. And it was the coming out of our first album, because we changed our name at our first album. And there we were opening for Motorhead. So I met Lemmy in 1981.
Wow.
And it was although we listened to a lot of the same music, they were doing something that I found absolutely fascinating, and it was the use of double bass drum and speed. And we had been venturing down that road ourselves, but what they were doing, just all of a sudden it was like an eye-opener. Oh, wait a minute, right. What the fuck are we thinking? You could do that too, right? And it had a huge influence. And of course, we went in to do the second album, and by the time we'd gone to the second album, we'd also been out after we had done that first show with Motorhead, a couple months later, Girl School. So it's all part of the same family of bands. And Girl School also had an influence on me. So time to do the second album, which was Metal on Metal, and immediately, you could, if I pointed out, we have 666 on that record. Where'd that come from? Right? We've been influenced by Motorhead and Girl School, but then the song Metal on Metal is like, what the fuck? Well, it's another version or way of playing Hit and Run. It's like you kind of you rub off on each other. You know what I mean? Like, it was really remarkable. So of course, Metal on Metal was a very spectacular album, because it was also the very beginnings of a lot of the metal genre. It had a huge impact and influential power, particularly songs like 666. It's like, and as a matter of fact, like Metal on Metal, because that was like the one of the very first metal anthem songs. I mean, Bang Your Head or fucking all the fucking shit that came out after it. It's endless. but that was all done in innocence.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, the coinciding with Motorhead, and then of course, as the years went on, I mean, it's just endless stories. I could go into huge detail, and it'll take up the entire half an hour. I could go on and on. But they were close friends up right till the end. Right till the end. I didn't go to the funeral.
Mm-hmm.
Not really possible.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't possible. So, but a horrible thing, man. Fuck.
But it's like you said, all these years with them, you have a million great stories, a million great memories, and this album, I'm sure, was all mixed and mastered, and everything was all set by the time anything had the death of Lemmy. So even with this song here, when you listen to It's Your Move, I mean, it's great because it's so Motorhead reminiscent, you know what I mean? And it's almost...
It's what the subject matter was about, betting.
Right.
Playing games, cards, chess, anything that roulette wheel, whatever. It's really sort of that vibe.
Right.
And I'd written the lyric Ace of Spades and the Joker as well, and I was out singing at the microphone, and all the guys are sitting in the control room, and I'm going through singing the verse by verse, and I get to that line, and I all of a sudden I just get this inkling in my head. I gotta fucking crack everybody up. Watch this. So I tilt my head back like I'm Lemmy, and I go up to sing that second verse, and I go, Ace of Spades and the Joker is wild, and everybody starts fucking losing it in the control room, right? So they stopped the recording, and everybody's fucking losing it. The talk back, I hear everybody freaking out in the control room, and the engineer or producer is going, we gotta leave it.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, let me re-record it. I'm just having a laugh out here and joking around, man. No joke. You gotta leave it. Just leave it. And I'm thinking, I don't know, man. It's like I think people are gonna get the wrong idea that I'm making fun of it. And I go, no, you're not making fun of it. It's giving a wink to Lemmy.
Yes.
And I go, you know what? If you think about it in those terms, yeah. It'd be cool if you could hear that, man. Yeah, let's just leave it. And that's how that came to be.
Oh, and you know what, Lips? It's great, because when I heard it, and it's just the unexpected timing of it all. Lemmy passed away, this came out, this song is in there. It's just so weird the way it all worked, but it was so nice. You know what I mean? Because here you guys were, like you said, you're just having a great time, thinking about your friend, doing this album, and it does sound, I could just picture the guys in the control room, because that's how all of us were when we first heard it. We're like, this is so freaking great. And it's just that the timing was just all there, like I said, unexpectedly, and it came off as almost like a really super nice kind of a tribute almost, that you didn't even know that you were doing, It's a great song.
It certainly wasn't done with the thought, he's going to die. And
that's what I mean. It's just so unexpected.
It was not like that. It was like, fuck, I'm doing this so that he'll hear it.
I know, it was great.
Fucking point. I want him to hear this. It's my friend. He's got to at least, I remember sitting in an interview in the UK when we were on tour with them in 1983.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting across from the table. I go, you know what kind of fucking inspiration you've been to me? I go, listen to this song. This is called Motor Mount. We even use part of your name in the song, right? And he's just going, holy shit, man, that's fucking cool, right? It's just like, wow. I wanted to do it to him again, It's like, fuck.
Well, like I said, the song, it's a great song that's in there. These are great stories. I mean, I know you were such good friends with them, and it's a horrible, tragedy to the music world and to you personally. But, you have these great memories, like you're talking about, sitting across a table from him. Even, recording your last album with him in mind, and so it just comes off as really great, and we could all kind of enjoy, your memories, and with this song too, I just love it, Lips. It's just a great addition to the album, I think. Along with Daggers and Rum.
Yeah, Daggers is fucking great, man. That's a piece of magic, man.
Now that's where you let your inner pirate out.
Well, actually, what it was is I was asked to be. There's this guy called by the name of Spooky Rubens, and he creates musical plays with rock music.
Uh-huh.
And he asked me to be in a play, and he cast me as Captain Snarls. So along with that, he says, "Hey man, write me a pirate song." So I went, fuck, maybe I should. So I went and I looked at all the musical pieces I'd written, and I looked at the musical piece, and I went, wow, fuck, I think I got something. And I started thinking about pirate titles, and the first thing that came to my mind was Riot song, Swords and Tequila.
Uh-huh.
And I went, well, that's not pirate enough. And then I thought, what's associated to pirates? And I went, rum.
There you go.
And then I thought, well, what's a weapon they would use? A dagger. Daggers and rum.
Genius, Lips, genius.
Well, it's like, wow, okay, I've got the chorus line. Okay, now I need to write a shanty. So I got to write something like that, and I went and I looked on the internet, and I discovered that most shanties were written from musical plays.
There you go.
And I had no idea. It's like, wow, this is something that was actually created, I think, after pirates, not by pirates.
Uh-huh.
So I thought, wow, that's actually quite intriguing. So I could do the same thing. If somebody wrote it for a musical, I'll write it for mine.
There you go. And
and I sat down and I just started thinking about Pirates of the Caribbean and wrote the lyrics.
And the rest is history.
The real magic actually came in the finished recording, because I was preparing for the Pledge Music background vocal people,
mm-hmm.
and I had imagined that the chorus was going to be sung by the backgrounds, right, with everybody singing daggers and rum.
Right.
So my first, so I said, well, I better get this done as quickly as possible, because the people are coming in a couple of weeks, and I got to have this all ready. So it was the first song that got pretty much completed. So I got into guitar solo immediately on it, and I in that guitar overdub situation, you go through the song, and I'm sitting there in the another call. Hold on 1 second. Hello.
Hey, Liz.
Hey, can you call me back in 3 minutes?
I'll do it. Thank you.
Okay. So it just ended up that it's like I'm doing this little guitar melody,
mm-hmm.
and then I discovered this guitar melody motif can be created into another vocal pattern.
Mm-hmm.
I go, what is it? And I went, oh fuck, it's like a yo ho ho part. So I pulled some of the words out of the chorus, get bottle of rum and We Be the Scurvy Scum. And then I made Yo Ho Ho. So we go out and we take a piece of the verse that I'd written a little melody in, pulled out all the rhythm guitars and just left the bass and drums and my lead guitar part, and we sang the melody on top of this piece because I wanted it had to be in the feel of the song, so
right.
it would fit. So then I go, oh shit, this is the prelude to the song. This goes before the song, and it ends. Look, you can put daggers and rum and run Yo Ho Ho right on top of each other. Mm-hmm. They're intertwining melodies. This is unbelievable. This motif works on every part of the song. I was absolutely shocked.
It sounds like you had a great time writing it, though.
Yeah, and it's like, holy shit. That's why, that's, the spontaneous creativity and leaving it to the studio. It added such a level of excitement to the recording, and I think it was captured.
Yeah, it was.
So that's magical stuff, and I feel very blessed. A lot of really interesting, a lot of interesting things out of it.
Well, the whole album is just very Anvil-esque. It's a great album. All the songs are they're catchy. The Pirate song is great. Even the cover album. If people want to know more about the band, you can check them out on Facebook, all you gotta type in is Anvil, and it comes up everywhere. And Lips, thank you so much for taking the time to do this with us tonight and sharing some of your memories with Lemmy too. It was a great time talking to you. Thank you so much.
Okay, you have a good day.